Hey everybody, welcome back to Breakfast with Bob from beautiful Oceanside, California. Our host hotel is a Mission Pacific, and my name is Bob Babbitt. We're brought to you by MasterSpas, SFuels Go Longer, HOKA Let's Fly, Forum Smart Swim Goggles, Zoot Sports, the original triathlon brand, Premium Plus Sports, and of course our Challenged Athletes Foundation. A young woman I have not met before. This is going to be very fun. Elizabeth Heinbach joins us. How you doing, Elizabeth?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
So take me through this triathlon journey of yours. So mom was into this silly stuff?
She was, yep. Yeah, so I watched her do Ironman Lake Placid back in 2002.
And so usually the kids are like, this is the stupidest thing I ever saw, or I want to do this.
Yeah.
And you were, I want to do this.
Yeah, I didn't picture going pro or anything, but I wanted to do an Ironman someday.
And,
Absolutely.
And what was your journey in terms? Were you a swimmer, a runner?
Yeah, I was a swimmer and a runner in high school.
Okay.
Yep, but I was injured a lot as a runner, so I ended up swimming in college.
And where'd you swim at?
Stevens Institute of Technology. It's a small D3 school.
Oh my God! And what was your main sport or main stroke?
I am in distance.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a distance person.
Yep, always.
Of course. And the transition to triathlon, did that come because of running injuries?
Yeah.
Or were you always doing a little bit?
I always wanted to do it. After college, though, I was mostly running. And
Right.
I did that for a couple years. And then I did start getting injured again. And so that was when I got more serious about triathlon.
And what year was that?
So that was in 2020. I did do my first 70.3 in 2019.
Okay.
But I wasn't coached or anything then.
And how did that go?
Not great.
Where'd you get your bike?
At a local bike store that was closing, so I got a good deal on it.
There you go.
Yeah. So it was a road bike with clip-on aero bars and all that good stuff. Yeah.
So when you have a race like that, which probably you finish it, you can either say, okay, I did it, I'm out, or okay, I think I can be better at this.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I did not picture any of this, but I wanted to improve. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I was like 6 hours in my first one.
And your 70.3 first
Yeah.
6 hours is something people be very happy with.
That is true. Yeah.
But now at that point, were you thinking, okay, I just want to get better at this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or was something in the back of your mind going, maybe I could down the line get really good at this?
I think part of it was I wanted to do a full Ironman the following year.
Right.
And so then I wanted to get a coach for that.
And so who'd you hire?
Aaron Geyser with Endure IQ.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did he change things for you?
Changed things a lot.
Everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty much everything. Yeah.
Yep.
What did you change?
I think the biggest thing was with running, we did heart rate training. So I did a lot of slower running at a lower heart rate. And I think that in turn made me a lot less injury prone. That has made a huge difference.
So you were probably running too hard before.
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
And so what was your first race after you started training with Aaron?
70.3 Eagleman in 2021.
And how'd you do there?
Much better. That was about, I think, an hour and 40 minutes faster.
Was that 4:26?
Yeah, that was.
4:26.
Yep.
So let's just take an hour and a half off of what I was doing before. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're going, okay, I think what I'm doing is working. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, so when you went to 70.3 Worlds, 14th your age group, and then in 2022, you win Eagleman, right?
Yep.
And that gets you your pro license.
That did.
So boy, a quick journey.
Yeah.
And then second at 70.3 Worlds, 2022, and seventh in your age group.
Yep.
And so talk about your pro debut at Indian Wells. Was that just last December?
That was, yeah. Yep.
And 27:03, 2:30, 2:28, 1:30, half marathon, 4:35. Were you happy with that?
I was, yeah. I was pretty pleased with it.
As a pro.
Yeah.
Now, how different was it? Because it's one thing being in the midst of the groups when you're racing, but now you're going off with, Paula Finley and Tamara Hewitt, and it's a different gig.
It is, yeah. And I think especially we had a really small pro field there.
Right.
Like there were 15 women.
Yes.
So it was very spread out, especially on the bike.
Yes.
Usually in races, I was around a lot of age group men, some other age group women, and it was like a solo time trial.
Right. Which is, hey, this is pretty safe. I'm out here by myself. It's not a problem.
Absolutely.
And did you feel that you belonged when you were racing with these guys? Okay, I'm signed up as a pro. I'm here. This is where I want to be. There's nothing wrong with getting that. You take 7th place. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think going in it took a little bit, especially,
Yes.
you walk into the pro briefing and suddenly you're sitting with these athletes that you just watch on social media, you look up to them.
Right.
Yeah, and suddenly you're sitting there telling yourself you belong in that room with them.
Well, when you get 7th, that can inspire you in the off season to go, okay, if I was 7th and I'm just getting going here, I could be a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely.
How have you changed, or how have you adapted to the fact that, okay, I'm a pro, now I feel I want to be competitive with the best in the world?
I think this off season was a little tricky for me. About a week and a half after Indian Wells, one morning I woke up and my right foot was swollen.
Yes.
And it's taken us a couple months to figure out really what was going on. And it turns out I have lymphedema in my right foot.
And what is that?
So it's what your lymphatic system is
Yes.
what's responsible for circulating
Right.
extra fluid.
Mhm.
And so it appears there's some sort of damage.
Right.
And so my right foot's it's swollen almost all the
All
time.
the time?
Now. Yeah.
So how are you able to ride and run?
It feels a little different. I can feel the swelling, but
Right.
it's not, I can still ride and run on it. It's not a problem. It actually seems to help. The exercise seems to help.
Loosens it up.
I think it helps the lymphatic system.
So you have to do a lot of therapy with that?
Not a lot. It actually seems like the best thing you can do is like compression boots.
Okay.
Yeah. So Normatex.
Yes,
So
you
doing
use
that
the
every
Normatec a
day
lot, yeah.
very diligently. Yeah.
And how has your coach changed? Now you've got to adapt to the fact you're dealing with that.
The training I think now can actually stay the same, but for the off season we had to stop running periodically.
Right.
I was running a lot on the lever, those
Right.
types of things.
Yes.
But I was able to increase my biking and swimming because I was able to do those the entire time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what are now that you feel like you've got that under control, what are the goals for this year?
My goal the entire time has been try to get to 70.3 worlds.
Right.
And so I don't think that's changed at all. Yeah. Just
And
try to hopefully build, I think, throughout the
You
season.
want to get to Finland.
Probably New Zealand at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so the
yeah.
goal would be 2024
Yeah,
to go
absolutely.
to. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're in it for the long haul. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just starting.
What has been your biggest learnings from becoming a pro triathlete?
That's a really good question. Yeah, I think I'm still trying to learn, I think, just the balance of, I still work as a mechanical engineer.
Right.
And just trying to balance the training and the work. And I think, it takes a lot of work to do all of that.
What are the folks at work? What do you do on the weekends? Oh, I'm a professional triathlete. You're probably the only professional athlete who's working there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What do they think about all this craziness?
Yeah, I think they think it's pretty cool. I don't talk about it too much
Yes.
at work. Yeah.
What? A triathlete doesn't talk about, 1,500 meters of my swim, my arm was getting, come on now.
Yeah. No one at work really cares about that.
They don't. They could care less.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, okay, if I want to get serious about this, I have to go full time? Or do you feel that, okay, the balance is good for me?
Yeah, I think for now the balance is good.
Yes.
Yeah, I would love if in the future maybe could look at doing this more full time.
Yes. The race, what do you look at as your best race so far?
I'm not sure. They've all been really different.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I had a couple last year that I was really, Eagleman, I was
Yes.
incredibly happy with.
Yes.
I think going back a year later and winning the race. And,
Yeah.
I think Worlds I was really happy with last year. It was the first time I think raced really well on a hilly bike course.
Mm-hmm.
So I think now, especially still being so new to doing half Ironmans, and
Yes.
there's so much to learn every time still.
And again, when you start getting 7th at an event like you're out in La Quinta, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a good. Even though it's 15 pros, there's a lot of good pros who are doing that race. When you look at your times from that, like Paula was what, 4:06, you were 4:35.
Yeah.
Right? So you know what you got to do.
Oh, yeah.
It gives
yeah.
you a sense of, okay, that she's the best.
Yeah,
and if I want to be the
absolutely.
best, I got to get there. So I'm happy with my race. I'm happy I went from age group to pro to racing with a great pro field. And now I know what my marching orders are.
Yeah, I think that makes it fun. There's a lot of room for improvement. A lot of places to go.
Do you feel that the foot issue is compromising your ability to get better, or is it just something I've got this under control?
I think just temporarily it did while
Okay.
I couldn't run. But I don't get the sense that going forward it shouldn't be as much of an issue. I just have to manage it.
Right. Coming from Cincinnati, where I don't know how much climbing you have there, but there's a fair amount of climbing on this bike course.
Oh,
What
yeah.
are your thoughts?
We do have a decent amount of climbing in Cincinnati.
Okay.
But I have not been outside really much this year because we have not
That's
had
right.
the weather for that.
Yeah, well, you're not
Yeah.
going to go out much today anyway.
No.
We got rain. We've had a lot of rain, but I think it's going to be nice on race day.
Yeah, it looks like it should be. And you can't even recon the whole course here anyways,
No,
right?
no, it's a military base.
Yep.
So most of us, the only time we get to see that part of the course, which is beautiful, is on race day.
Yeah, I'm
And
really excited
you
to see
will,
it.
You will like it. And the nice thing about the run, this 2-loop run, there's crowds everywhere. You're
Mm-hmm.
up and over to pier. It's very few races that have swim, bike, and run are all very unique, right? And very, very epic.
Yeah.
And this is one of those. You have an ocean, you go into the waves to begin with, come into the harbor, do the bike ride with like 4 or 5 major climbs, and then you're running. It's a fast course. You're on concrete, which can beat you up a little bit, but it's a very special course.
Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't done an ocean swim start before, so
Ever?
I'm excited. No.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm excited
So
for
have you
that.
swam in waves before?
I have some. Yeah, I think we always did an open water swim in college.
Oh,
just in
okay.
the ocean, but never like an ocean start, and especially not with the waves that I've at least seen here.
Yeah, and there's current and things like there's glare, there's all sorts of cool stuff,
Yeah.
which makes it fun.
It does, absolutely. Well, I'm a swimmer, so I like that.
The tougher to swim, the better it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how have the pros been in terms of welcoming? I always find our sport is very welcoming.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, from the few, I haven't, since Indian Wells was the first time I was really around very many of the pros.
Right.
I haven't met a ton yet, but everyone I've met so far has been very nice.
I think the key with the sport is it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you can't control what Paula Finley does.
Oh, absolutely.
You're just doing your own thing, and you can be friends with somebody, you can train with somebody, you race them, and then you can be friends again.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
It's the best sport there is.
Yeah.
Well, great to have you in the sport. It's wonderful to get to meet you.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and you're an SFuels gal.
I am. Mm-hmm.
Have you changed nutrition-wise since you got into the sport?
I did, yeah. When I started working with my coach back in 2020, I switched to SFuels.
What changes in terms of your more keto? How you nutrition?
Definitely not keto, but lower carb. And
Yes.
working on timing the carbs.
Yes.
I think is the main thing.
Right fuel, right time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love it. Elizabeth, thank you so much for taking time. I appreciate chatting with you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Elizabeth Heinbach has been our guest. Everybody, again, Breakfast with Bob. We are here at the Mission Pacific Hotel. Hold on. We will be right